What is currently happening, programs? Facepalm here, your friend in OzNZ, bringing you reviews, tutorials, and game clips, minus the shit. Today, I'm going to cover off Sairento VR, a first-person shoot and slasher that'll drop you into the tech boots of a bunny-hopping, weapon-wielding cyber ninja as you jump around reimagined Japan and swing your arms about like an autistic house cleaner. The game has recently left early access with some major updates, so if you want to know if I think the full version of this game is worth your time, then stay locked, enjoy, and I hope it helps. The first thing to note about Sairento is it has customization in spades. From the get-go, I could fit the avatar to my personal frame by setting arm and leg length, so no ridiculous bow-legged ninja gait. Setting waist height meant that when I reached for firearms in a frenzy, they would be there to provide adequate deliverance. And simple stuff like picking my master weapon hand, which is something left out of even big-budget VR titles. Doom, VFR. There was a standard game mode with all the bells and whistles, and an arcade mode which is the same deal minus all the leveling up. To customize my gaming experience, fabricators are used to craft relics that boost weapons and abilities. Beacons add stage modifiers to get additional bonuses from a map at the expense of a little added difficulty. Ducats are the in-game currency which is spent to craft items and trade for relics, and obtaining all of these is done by completing missions, acquiring random loot drops in-game, loot box unlocks, selling items, or breaking down relics in the armory. Aside from the wide range of gameplay, control, accessibility, graphics, audio, and language options, an integration tab let me streamline the game for an on-site arcade setup, set up the Pride VR game recording system, or set up the Vaxo smell attachment, which is a peripheral you can attach to your HMD that gives off scents of blood, gunpowder, and certain enemies. Yep, not kidding. I could select a preset weapon class, or in the loadout menu, specifically customize a loadout, then augment and enhance weapons and armor using relics acquired throughout the game. I could pick where to grab my weapons from, for instance, a pistol at my waist and a sword over my right shoulder, and there were various types of blades, guns, bows, and projectiles including kunai knives, shuriken, and glaives, each customizable using relics. I could customize my skills and strengths through traits like faster movement, improved ammo collection, or increased critical hit damage, and enhance any type of weapon category to affect the stats of every weapon in that category. In the armory, I could research and unlock common, uncommon, rare, or legendary relic classes by opening strong boxes or caches, or by unlocking specific class relics directly. These relics could then be attached to my weapons and armor to augment their attributes. Accent relics then let me customize the cosmetic appearance of my gear to give everything that personalized finish. All in all, a very comprehensive skill, weapon, and armor customization system catered to everyone from the arcade casual through to the lifestyle grinder. Before beginning a multiplayer, campaign, or regular tiered missions, I did a quick tutorial level where I learnt how to move, slide, climb, shoot, slash, wall run, and use bullet time with ease. After that, I selected my mission and used a beacon to add a map modifier, which improved bonuses on the map in exchange for a little extra difficulty. Now, let's talk actual gameplay. Sairento is an arena shooter first and foremost. Starting off in a safe spot of the map, I had to shoot and slash my way through hell and high water, collecting loot along the way, and then wasting a boss to complete the stage and reap the spoils of war. And while this may initially sound repetitive, it's the sheer variation on the ways that I could accomplish this that kept me coming back for more and more. Leaping into the air, slowing time, exploding faces, hitting the ground, and then using Japanese steel to carve shapes in the soon-to-be dead was fucking retarded. Seriously, I'd never felt more unshackled. In addition, accumulating focus let me chain longer movement and attack strings together to create a choreography of mass death on a sliding scale dictated by me. fun. Movement is teleport only, which would generally be an instant no-buy from me, but after putting down some hours, I wouldn't have it any other way in this title. And that's because the ground movement is a quick teleport dash, while all the jumping, climbing, sliding, and wall running are smooth via point and click. And because I spent most of the game either in the air, on a wall, or standing still and dodging bullets anyways, there wasn't a lot of time spent on the ground dashing around. But when I was on the ground, the dash mechanic kept up the blistering pace. This is teleport locomotion done right. At the push of a button, I could slow down time and go Matrix on the time-space continuum to deflect incoming projectiles, line up the perfect mid-air shot, and in general, feel like Neo on a good bad day. Ripping out guns, swords, and projectiles was as easy as putting them away, and thanks to the setup at the start of the game, I almost never reached for something to find it wasn't there. I love the harmony of the gun and sword loadout due to its balance and various avenues to kill, and discovered a fondness for the bow and its hateful pointy companion. Dual wielding guns was great fun, but ultimately I felt it took away the charm of swinging steel and firing a hand cannon in Symphony. And while the throwing weapons were tough to get angled correctly, they came with a sense of brutal reward once mastered. Enemies varied enough in appearance and difficulty to keep things interesting, and bosses encouraged me to make use of the bonuses contained in the loot boxes scattered throughout each stage. The 10 campaign mode missions were just regular missions with a narrative tacked on via spoken comms dialogue, some of which was frustratingly unskippable, and I had to unlock them by completing regular missions before progressing. Each lasted about the same as a normal mission and ranged from protect the objective to clear the area. Not amazing and definitely not what you'd come here for. I couldn't at all find a multiplayer match to connect to due to the low player count, the niche size of the VR market, the predominantly Northern Hemisphere player base, and rubbish Australian internet, which is all usually a recipe for fuck all anyways. For those interested in multiplayer, I've linked the Mixed Realms Discord server and the Steam discussion group in the description if you want to organize matches beforehand. Cable tangle was a major pain in the ass, but again is more a limitation on the early adoption status of this tech. Performance wise, I have an i7 7820X CPU, a Strix GTX 1070 graphics card, and 16 gig of DDR4 RAM, and I had to tone down some of the settings like shadows in order to play smoothly for longer runs. There was no detailed documentation on how to record third-person gameplay, which was annoying, as I had to choose my settings before a mission, activate the wrist menu in-game, hit the camera icon, hit record again, and then remember to stop the recording before the match ended or the files wouldn't play back. And I couldn't be holding a weapon. Recording at 1080p, the game stuttered in VR and on the recording, and my PC is no slouch. To record first-person gameplay, I use an ELGATO capture card and had to run Oculus Mirror as well at a slight performance hit due to the large and low output the Unity game engine defaults to, though this is only an issue Rift users will see. So capturing gameplay wasn't ideal, and in my eyes it's this that devs need to get right if they want people to record and share their games en masse. Apart from that though, I actually find it quite tough to fault the game. For $30, the price tag seems about right, and some will get more hours out of this game than higher priced titles thanks to the procedurally generated levels and a wide array of options in both the menus and the ways in which you can lay waste to enemies. Replayability is off the dial, as is the immersive feeling of standing in the boots of a god-level cyber ninja, which ultimately bolsters the value of this game. All up, I'm giving Sairento VR a 7 out of 10. Japanese steel is definitely the real deal. Aside from the few minor issues I had, some of which aren't an issue with the game itself, this game really is a testament to how well a simple idea built from the ground up for VR can be so effective when executed correctly. And it proves that you don't need a AAA budget to do something as engaging and fun as a AAA title. The early access system works, provided a dedicated and active dev team like Mixed Realms is at the helm. And while Cyrento Sairento may kind of be a glorified tech demo, which is the term a lot of people love to throw around at the minute, this is the kind of tech demo that puts a lot of full-priced, full-length VR and non-VR games to shame, and both small and big studios alike could learn from its stride. The game mechanics and customization options on offer here are copious, and though the game has its roots in an arena-based wave shooter, a simple wave-based shooter it is not. This is Tenchu from the PS1 crossed with Devil May Cry in a futuristic Japanese virtual reality. All in all, if you are even remotely interested in ninjas, bullets, or VR, and feeling like a fucking badass doing badass things sounds to you like a good wholesome time, then Sairento has got you covered, in my opinion. And that's it for this review. If you want to support this channel, then grab some awesome rewards on Patreon, crush that like button, and hit the XO logo to subscribe if you wanna. I'll see you in the next one. Peace!